Alright, what's going on YouTube? How you guys doing today? Currently right now I'm driving, so we're gonna see how well this goes. Hopefully I don't crash or nothing like that. But so today's video we're gonna talk about Sundown audio versus Skar audio, and which one you should choose, which one is better. So there's a lot of controversy, obviously, with Skar audio, because I don't want to get into too much. But basically, a lot of people, basically Skar is just copying Sundown, which in some ways is definitely true. Now, the main points that I want to discuss is one, price point, two, quality, and the third one's kind of like which one should you go with. So my personal opinion, I actually have two Skar 12s in the back of this Honda, but coming from a guy, I also do run 12 Sundown U12s in my Jeep. So I kind of see both ways. Obviously, the main point with Skar audio is they are cheaper. They are really cheap subs. Obviously, now you got to get them straight through Skar, so that can be a little bit of issues, but I've not really had any problems with them so far. Now, let me not crash real quick. But that's the main reason why I chose Skar over Sundown for this Honda, because I don't want nothing, too ridiculously expensive for a little daily driver. I don't want nothing. These subs were on sale for like 80 bucks a piece. Threw them in a little box I had with a little amp. So for me, if you're on a budget, Skar audio is not terrible for the price point. Now, I know they have a bunch of different brands, because I've actually ran almost every brand from Skar, just because back in high school, early college, didn't have a lot of money. So they got their ZVX series, which I ran that in my Jeep before I had 4 ZVX 18s. And they weren't terrible. The sound quality on them wasn't amazing, but like I said, you kind of get what you pay for. I know they're about $400 right now. To me, if you're going to get something like that, you might as well. If you got $400 to spend on a subwoofer, I would try to get probably Sundown, just because it's a little better quality, or you can go with some other brands. But for this video, we're doing Sundown versus Skar. So I think Skar has them EVLs. To me, those are probably the best subs that Skar has. They're decently affordable. If I was to go with any of them, I would say those would definitely be the best ones of choice, especially for some 12s. Now in here, I got a little budget. I think they're the SDRs or something like that. They're the cheapest brand that Skar has, and they're doing fine. I think they hold about 600 watts a piece, maybe. So I just got them on a little 1200 amp, in here. So they perform all right. I mean, are they great? No. But basically, the most important reason here is quality. So if you're gonna talk about quality, Sundown's obviously got better quality subs. But with that quality, it comes with more expensive. Like the SA series are going to be double, almost triple those budget series from Skar. And obviously it's Sundown. And I'm out here in North Carolina, so everybody loves Sundown. Their headquarters are in North Carolina, up there in Hickory. So everybody's a little partial to Sundown. I do like Sundown, but it's extremely costly. So if you have the budget and you don't, I don't care, you can spend a couple $100, I would go with Sundown versus Skar. But if you're on a budget, let's say you're a college student, let's say you just don't have a lot of money going by, I would spend a little bit of money. I might well get the little Skar. I know Skar has them little, for amps also, they had a little Skar RP series. I ran those as well. And they were all right. They're not terrible for the price point. I mean, it's a little 2K amp, a little full bridge amp. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not Korean built, so it's not going to be, top of the line. But I run little amps, so the little Chinese things, and it's done me fine. Have they blown up a couple times? Yeah, but it's doing good as long as you don't clip them. Same thing with the subwoofers. If you clip them, they will not last long. But to me, the best lineup Skar has EVLs. I want to say that's the right brand. Those right there are probably my favorite for them. I've had a couple of those, but I ended up selling those back when I was in college. And to me, the Sundown, obviously Sundown has huge price points from the SA series all the way up to, Nightshades or the Compact Neos, which are ridiculous. I want to say they just came out with another one. The SDDNs they're about to come out with. Those are ridiculous. But if you have the money, I would go with Sundown because it's a whole lot nicer quality. And, I would stand behind Sundown. Those products, I really do think they're great. Obviously, any subwoofer, if you start clipping them, it's not going to last very long. But that's what I would choose. If you're on a budget, Skar's not the worst thing to go with. I know a lot of people with Skar. Skar can get loud. Now, if you put them side by side, the Sundown is going to be louder. I don't care who you are. There's plenty of builds with Skar audio out there that are loud. But I know way more Sundown builds that are way louder than that, just because of sheer quality. And I think the best sub that they have supposedly is the ZVX series, which in my opinion is just not, that's not going to get you very loud. EVL's series is probably going to get you the loudest. And the ZVXs, they're alright. They're not bad, they're not great. So, but that's just my take on it. That's what I would do. Obviously, my personal favorite's probably the ZV5, ZV6s. That's what I used to run in my Jeep. Those, the only downside is those are extremely heavy. That's what I do hate. Because, that's why I don't want to put really those in my Jeep, because it's so heavy. They're almost 100 pounds a sub. I just don't have the time, and I'm just not. My Jeep is going to have so much weight throwing ZV5s in there. So I don't know if I'll ever go there. But we'll see. But then again, that's my take on Skar versus Sundown. In my opinion, I would go with Sundown. That's just because I'm partial to them. I run them. But leave it up to you. You decide.